Welcome back to Culz Reviews. Today we're checking out the History Channel special World Trade Center In Memoriam. First aired in April of 2002. It's something that they had been working on right before September 11th, so we thought with September 11th being on Friday, it was something we'd check out as well. So as usual, my name is Keegan. Joining me tonight is
Matt.
Sam.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
So this is a little bit different than all the other Culz reviews to this point, just because there's not really a lot to judge as far as acting or anything. Even the Wild West Billy the Kid episode had acting that we could at least judge and stuff like that. So I think we're just mainly look at the history and things that we learned, because it's pretty much a straightforward documentary special, what it had started out to be before it was obviously turned into a memoriam. Because you do see people that were missing at the time, obviously now that are deceased. So yeah, we're just going to talk about things we learned and some of the fun facts, I guess. Alright, since Andrew's from New York, I figured it's best to hand it off to him first, and he can tell us what he learned from this episode.
So, one of the things that I didn't know was what it took to actually power the building. All the crazy engines they had, the air conditioning and stuff like that. It was massive. They said it was the size of a plane, basically.
Yeah, an aircraft carrier, and they had 6 generators that can do 4,500 homes each.
That's insane. You could basically power almost a little... You could power Castle Rock.
You could power Castle Rock, yeah.
Yeah, they were powering other things with it. It was pretty revolutionary, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Sam chuckled because, the guy was afraid of heights. The architect behind it.
Just like this guy.
Just like me. But hey, I'm conquering that fear.
Yep.
Yeah, heights isn't a joking matter.
Yeah, Matt's also afraid of heights. There's one time we watched, what was that movie? Solo,
yes.
free solo, just to, in IMAX, just to really get the blood pumping, because we were terrified the entire time. But Matt, was there anything history-wise or things you learned throughout the episode?
One of the coolest things was the automatic window washer. Holy cow.
Oh, that thing was neat.
Yeah, but it still blew my mind, although that it had tracks of its own to drive it around the building and also to go up and down the entire building. I think they said up to the 9th floor, and then 9th and down, I think they had somebody else that could come in and do it. But to hear that, it could clean, I think they said 12 rows a day, but for a whole week. Yeah, well, it took a whole week to get
all the way around.
A month all the way around,
yeah.
One full month to get all the way around, and then you start all over again.
Yeah.
But incredible to see an automated window wash like that. I mean, incredible.
And the guy said that he only worked 20 minutes out of the whole day.
30.
30 minutes out of the whole day.
30 minutes he'd be waiting
for it to be
did its process.
But it makes you wonder though, did he watch it, or was he doing something else and maybe monitoring it on a TV somewhere? He's oh, it's stuck, or
right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
He said that he
what
just
was
kind of
he
walked
doing?
away and did whatever he wanted.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Other tasks that he had to
other
do.
tasks he was doing, and plus little fail-safes that would alarm or something if something would go wrong. Plus, if you're in the office and there's just this giant thing just consistently and you're well, it's been doing this for an hour, I'm sure someone would be notified.
The building cleaner will.
But he also said he had it timed to 20 minutes down and 10 minutes up. So I think he had it, okay, it's 33 minutes wise and not back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sam, anything that you learned throughout the episode?
Yeah, apart from the generator and the AC system, just how different and revolutionary the going into making it was. Everything that they went through and tested and tried to build the frame and the whole building itself was pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, to see the amount of space they had to work with and to get the buildings they got out of that space. Yeah.
Yeah,
What were they
incredible.
saying? Over 12 million square footage in that little...
Yeah.
It was 16 acres was the whole complex.
Yeah, that
Just
just...
crazy.
Which is another documentary we'll have to check out sometime.
Yeah.
But,
trying to wrap your head around the numbers and to hear how they created that own little island off of itself off of the dirt that they moved from
creating
the Trade
Battery
Center.
Park.
Yeah,
I
Battery
thought that was
Park.
really cool to see how Battery Park was
Yeah,
created.
Making like a 6-block radius for.
Yeah.
Battery Park and the financial center, which
Yeah.
it's, I mean, for us, because we're a little bit younger, obviously when we see New York now in the skyline pictures, that's what we see. But yeah, it's kind of weird to go back and look at the older pictures and be like, oh, look, it's right on the waterfront and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was built like 2 decades before I was born.
Yeah, 30 years before I was. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely revolutionary. I think the 70s was a time where a lot of these buildings were testing a lot of things. Obviously, because in the late 60s, early 70s in Chicago, you got the Hancock Center and the Aon Center. Then you got the Trade Centers and the Sears. So you got all these new things as far as the kangaroo ladders, which we use, the exoskeletons. In the Sears, you have the first non-asbestos using building.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's really cool to see just all the first that went into it, and then looking at where they were in 2001 when it was filmed, as far as computer technology, and seeing how far we've come. Because I think living in it, you don't really realize how far
to be
it's
reminded of the styles of clothing
Yeah.
too was still kind of
clothing
like,
and-
shit, did we wear that in 2001?
the old computers and the old
What?
computer graphics.
Look at what we wore in the 80s and 90s, though.
Oh, I know. Well, some of it, I think the one guy was stuck on the 80s because his suit was like, the material couches were made out of. It was
Right.
like, oh, I think I had a couch like that.
I saw one of the old cell phones. freaking
Yeah, the
bricks.
big ones.
Yep.
Yeah, just it's funny to think in 20 years almost 20 years, how far we've come.
Technology.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
That's right for
possibly.
the giant boost.
Yeah,
Well, and then they go off the first bombing that was out there, was it 93?
yeah, 93.
I mean, I was alive for that, but 10 years old, and I do recall something when I was 10 about, the basement, and seeing some of those pictures brought back a little bit of the memories of what you saw in the newspapers and stuff like that, but I thought that was not cool, but just
Nostalgic in a way.
yeah, nostalgic, and to see how the building took a blast like that, and the frames had no damage, it was
Besides
pretty
like a
much
crack you could
material.
put a dollar bill
Just
into.
barely in the front. Yeah, because then they compared it. It was similar in size to the one in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
and where the Oklahoma City building completely was
Yeah, that
just
was
demolished.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to see that the 100 and some lives at that one compared to the 93 bombing where only 6 were lost, it really was a testament to the building and how fast everyone reacted. Again, they did worry about the water seeping in from the Hudson, and it's something even today you can go in and see the outside shell of the bathtub when you go into the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which is terribly sad. One of the most depressing things I think I've ever been through on a vacation, for sure. Alright, so this is a little bit shorter of a review because it's really kind of hard to judge. It's really neat if you want to learn more about the World Trade Centers, because there's not a lot of documentaries out there about the buildings itself. There's other ones like 16 Acres or a lot about 9/11 itself.
Yeah.
But to see an episode mainly about the buildings before 9/11 was really neat, and it's really pretty cheap now. I've had this for probably 10, 15 years, so it's probably $20 back in the day, but now you can get off Amazon for $5 to probably $7, I'd say. So overall, yeah, I'd recommend it if you want to learn more, and we picked this because Friday is going to be September 11th, so the anniversary of the event. But we do have something bigger and a little bit more special planned for that, so stay tuned. But we just thought we'd give you guys a little bit more outlet of history you can check into.
Yeah, totally worth checking out. I agree on the review part. Learned a lot about it, wanting to move from one side of Manhattan to the other, and just a lot of information I didn't know about it, so it was very neat to learn some more.
Alright, so if you like this rather short episode of Culz Reviews and want to see more, click the link that's over Matt's face about right now. If you want to see more about what we do here at Culz Paranormal, click the link that's over Andrew's face. And don't forget to
Like
and subscribe.
Notifications.
We don't have time for that.
Notification day.
This is fine.
Don't forget to click on the bell for likes and notifications, and see you later.
Watch our other videos, Sam will tell you.